In this lecture, we'll download an additional Unity Terrain Tools package and build out our rail shooter terrain. Now, we have a lot of nice features here with the default out-of-the-box tools. If we come over to your terrain component, you have things like raise terrain, set height. We already looked at all of those. Hold off on painting textures. We're going to get into that on future lectures. But for now, I want a few more options and abilities to just kind of push, smudge, erode my terrain as needed, give us some additional tools to play with. Now, Unity does actually provide those as an additional package. We just have to install them on top of the out-of-the-box tools. So the way that we do that is we come over here to Window, and let's open up our Package Manager. Now, I like to dock my Package Manager just over here in the same window by my game and scene. I tend to not really ever need both at the same time. And these are all the packages that we already have installed directly in this specific Unity project, but we can browse a few more in the Unity registry. Using the search bar, if we just type in terrain, we'll have this additional package called Terrain Tools that we can install. So let's do that. With that selected, let's go ahead and hit the install button. Depending on your internet connection and your computer, this may take some time. I'll see you here when it's done. Great, with that installed, let's just go ahead over to our console, make sure we didn't get any errors. No worries, this is just a warning. We can just go ahead and clear that out. And I don't think I want to close this panel out yet. I'm actually going to come back to it. In a next lecture or two, we'll actually come back to this and download the asset samples from the asset store. Let's hold off on that for now. Let's head back over to our scene view, and with our terrain component open, you can click this drop down and you immediately see we've got a few more options. We can sculpt things, you can erode things. The transform and twist one is pretty evident. If you hold and click, you can kind of just twist the terrain to get these kind of cool shapes. Yep, it's already looking pretty good there. Now, I'm a hotkey guy. You'll notice if you actually were looking up the previous hotkeys before you installed this Unity package, the hotkeys actually change. If you notice, before when we were on raise or lower terrain, you were actually holding shift to decrease the height. For whatever reason, I don't know why, it's above my pay grade, they actually change it to control once you install this Unity package. And scrolling down here, we now have the strength, size, rotation. It's in a slightly different order. And the hotkeys you can actually use is holding A, you can change the brush strength. Holding S, just one directly to your right on the keyboard, you can change the brush size. And then holding D, you can also change the rotation. For something like a normal brush, lowering and raising height, it's not actually going to do anything. But if you come over here to, say, erosion, and you click the wind erosion, you can actually now hold D, change the rotation of the erosion, for example. And if you were to play around with that for a bit, you could basically see it's essentially giving the effect that the wind is eroding the terrain if I push it off in one direction. Now, I don't want to spend too much time going through each individual tool. For the most part, I'm actually going to be sticking largely to the basics, but I find some of the additional tools to be useful sometimes if I'm trying to achieve a specific effect. But for now, what I'd like to do is draw your attention to this very leftmost button on your terrain component. With that selected, I'd like to create an additional terrain tile adjacent to the one that we've already created. So with my terrain selected, if I click W, I'm going to click an additional tile here directly to the left of the one that already exists. So create neighbor tiles, all it's telling me to do is click the edges to create neighbor terrains. So if I click this box that you can probably just barely see, you can see it's giving me the option to create one here, 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 or here. I'm going to create mine to the left here, although it doesn't actually matter too much depending on what your specific plan is for your level. Just make sure this little Boolean value on your terrain component, fill height map using neighbors, is selected to true. Otherwise, your plane will come in completely flat and not connect using the height map of the one adjacent to it. And there you go. It's going to immediately connect our tiles. Now you can see this one is downward sloping because it's actually going to create the pivot point of the origin down here, just like this other one. So if I click this specific terrain, press W, just in the bottom left here, the default height for this specific tile is 0. So we can go into height just like we did before. Come down over here. I believe the height is just a little bit lower than before. Click the height. I think we want it to 100. And if you click flatten tile, it's going to raise this specific tile to 100. Let's actually just change it to 50. It's probably going to be about right. Yeah, that's going to connect quite nicely. Now, if you were to hit flatten all, it's going to actually flatten both tiles. We don't want to do that. Let's just go ahead and Control Z. Now, I will say this is a great start. However, things like caves or bridges, it's a little bit tricky with the features that we have at the moment. For example, even if you click paint holes and you're trying to create, like, let's say a cool little carve out cave here on the terrain. If you click this, it's just going to actually create a direct hole directly through the entire terrain. So you're not really going to be able to build it out quite like you would a cave unless you want to start creating some additional 3D game objects in the scene. There are some additional tools on the Unity Asset Store, both freed and paid for, to make the terrain even just that much more comprehensive. But for now, I'm satisfied with what we have. Now, I don't really want a cave here, so I'm just going to go ahead and Control-Z that. Zoom on out, and I'd like to introduce you to this lecture's challenge. Add a second terrain tile adjacent to the first if you haven't already. Play around with the new additional tools and create a nice map to prototype your rail shooter mechanics. Create a simple plan for our player ship route. For example, let me show you what I have in mind for my plan. So I've got tile number 1 directly here on the right, and I've also created tile number 2. Now, I kind of want to have a mountainous sort of volcano in the middle, so I'm actually going to dig this out to give my little player starting ship a little bit of a starting point that it can take off and start its little journey. I've got a bunch of mountains all across here, even though these kind of look like blue waves at the moment. We can ignore that. And when it flies off to the second tile, I kind of just want like a direct path that the player can maybe zigzag a little bit throughout. I'll kind of have a mountainous gully sort of range on both sides of here. That way my player route is going to go something like this. I'm going to take off right here at this starting point, fly off around here, zoom around the edges, do a little bit of a loop-de-loop. Once I get to the second tile, let's do a hard bank to the left. We'll come into the second tile, and then we'll maybe do some zigzagging on the rail shooter until we fly off into the distance once we beat the level. So that's essentially my beginner basic game plan. We can, of course, adjust things as we go, but that's kind of what I have in mind for my rail shooter first prototype level. So I'd like you to do the same. Create a 2-tile plan for your basic rail shooter. All right, pause the video. I'll see you back here in a few moments and we'll go through mine together. All right, welcome back. Let's see what I can do relatively quickly. As always, I'd like to organize my terrain here in the hierarchy. So I'm going to use the hotkey Control-Shift-N, just like you would on Windows to create a new folder. I'm going to call this terrain. However, it is just an empty game object in this case, not a folder. And I'm just going to drag my 2 terrain game objects in here to keep things nice and clean. Now I'm going to time lapse the 4 or 5 minutes that I took to create my 2-tile level, but I promise I didn't introduce any new teaching concepts that we haven't gone over already. Spend as much or as little time as you would like creating your 2-tile level, but don't be too precious about it. I promise you'll want to change it more later on once we've introduced some mechanics and systems. And there you go. I think we're all set. But let me just kind of show you what I have built out, just so you have something to use as a reference when you create yours. So I'm actually just going to double click my scene window here, blow it up, and then just using my WASD keys while holding right click, I'm going to kind of just go through the scene pretending I'm a spaceship. So don't forget your Q and your E keys to go up and down. So let's just kind of pretend our ship launches off. We're going to swing around here, moving clockwise. It looks to be a little bit tight right around there. I think we can clean that up. I like that area a lot. It's nice and open, a place for a lot of spaceships. And then right around here, we'll kind of swing, do a hard bank to the left, nice open area, ramping off, probably killing a mothership boss of some kind, and then just going off into the distance. And you know what? I think we're good for now. I can't wait to see what you've come up with. Go ahead and make sure to share your creation on our forums and on our page directly so other students can see the progress that you've made so far. Well done on this lecture. When you're ready to move forward, I'll see you on the next one.